Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Barbeno's World. Today I do have some pretty crazy plans that I want to work on, or at least start, but before we start that, we've got a few odd jobs and just like chores to do around our world. The first thing that I want to work on is an unfinished project over at my slime farm, and yeah, this is something that I just was too lazy to build when I made the slime farm, and I think that it will just make it look a little bit nicer if we do it now. This slime farm is just one of those builds that I've never had to return to since I built it. That's just because it's so fast that I've just never needed to, and I've still been using the slime that I got when I originally built it. Also, I never bothered to build a proper storage system, but this thing fills up in a matter of minutes. By building a storage room here, it should allow us to at least be able to AFK at this place for maybe a couple hours before we have to empty the storage system. Welcome back everybody. Let's go check out that building that I did. So, as you can see, yeah, the blocks that I chose to use for this are a little bit strange. This build is heavily inspired by the building style of Etho. That's because it's more based around the colors rather than the textures, and I just used random blocks that were the colors that I liked. I wanted to go with like some green, I wanted to go with some green blocks and some pinkish red blocks. So I got a bunch of melons, emerald blocks, and some lime glass, and then red stained terracotta and the crimson wood. As for the functional part of it, there are a bunch of chests here, and I'm just going to break them all, and it's going to let out all of the slime balls. This entire storage system got filled up just from probably like half an hour of AFKing. All of these slime balls go down to the middle here, and then we can craft up all these slime blocks. And now that all of these slime blocks are crafted up, we can just put them into these chests that I have for bulk storage. So every few hours when we're AFKing, we can just come do this and fill up almost a double chest of slime blocks. The next thing I want to do is just one of those things that I've been too lazy to do for a really long time, and doing it would just save me so much effort. And that is just building water elevators going up to the Nether portal up there. I've probably climbed this scaffolding like 1,000 times. Okay, this looks much better, and it's definitely also faster to get up as well. Just go up like this, and you're right by the portal. Also, I built these drop chutes to go down. You just land on... Oh, okay, that's enough dilly-dally. It's time to get on with the main project for the episode. Do you see where I'm going with this right here? Well, I finally come up with a way to build a mob switch in the Nether dimension. Basically, one of my main roadblocks when I was thinking about the Nether mob switch was, how do I get the villagers from the overworld, where my villager breeder is, into the Nether? And yeah, this is pretty simple. So when they come up from the villager breeder, they're stored in a pool right here. But if I put another portal at the end of the pool, they will automatically get pushed through it and into the Nether. On the other side right here, we have this system, and it's pretty clever. The villagers just automatically walk down into the hole. It's not 100% effective, but what can you do? Basically, how it works is when the villagers come out of the portal, they're attracted towards the beds, they think they can go over the trapdoors, and they fall down. I tried to make it so they can fit down into the block more easily by putting walls here instead of normal blocks so two can go at once, but they still sometimes struggle to go down. and they tend to only go when it's nighttime. Picking them up out of this storage hole in the Nether is pretty simple as well. All you gotta do is put a minecart down, and it uses some weird glitchy stuff to get it out of this block. I was worried that this trick wouldn't work with the walls on the side, but apparently it does. I'm pretty sure it's still 100% effective. After this, we can just put them into a similar system to what we have in the overworld. And then they'll go into a little box, and we will eventually zombify them. Okay, before we actually go ahead and build it up, I want to show you my slightly redesigned version of the mob switch system for the Nether dimension. And this is pretty similar to what I built in the overworld, but it's just a little bit more compact and optimized for the Nether. So basically, you press this button, which deploys a minecart, and it pulls one out of there. You have to swap their workstation and trade with them. Then send them off, and it puts them into there using the glitchy activator rail trick. Very nice. I've tried this a few dozen times, and not a single one has failed, so that's really good. I hope this is going to be less painful than in the overworld. Okay, I'm over here in survival, and guess what? I've already finished building it. No, just kidding, this is a schematic. I'm using the Lightmatica mod, and it's just showing like a overlay of what the blocks are going to be when it's done. So basically, I can just fill it in like this and put all of the blocks in these positions to make sure I don't botch it up. And yeah, so I guess I'll just do a time lapse of me filling in the build according to the schematic. Okay, it's all done for real now, and all we have to do now is actually let the villagers go through this portal and into here. So I broke that portal over there, so we have to use this one, at least for now. And okay, it links up here. That's fine. We just need to build another portal in here, and I need to put it in a place that all of them should hopefully go through. Okay, I'm gonna give it a go now. Hopefully none of them will escape. Oh my god. There's so many. I'm gonna hit them. There's no way I can avoid it. Okay, let's try to get all of these guys out of the portal, and then we'll light it, so hopefully they all go through. Hopefully they'll start going in. Steadily. Oh crap. It's gonna be pretty difficult to get out of here. One thing that I'm pretty lucky to have is the ender pearls. Those are going to let me pearl out onto the bedrock ceiling using an exploit. And we're in this biome, so we got some crimson planks. We can make ladders with them. Okay, hopefully we can get out. Okay, that was such a disaster. I really don't know what I'm going to do now. Okay, welcome back guys. I actually think I've solved the problem. So yeah, with the portal linking, I used to have the portal right around here, but I just took this waterway and kind of extended this around the corner, and so that all of the villagers basically get pushed in this direction through this water stream, and eventually they get teleported through this portal. Yep, this spits them out right in the perfect spot, and we've already got quite a few villagers in there. I could technically start working on the mob switch grind with the villagers, but I think there's one more optimization that I can still make, and that'll make the grind a lot less painful. If you've watched my older episodes, you've seen this villager separation system that I've got here. It basically pushes the villagers onto this wall, and when they grow up, they can fit through this block. But the issue is, since I have so many villager breeders hooked up to this one output, it gets overcrowded with baby villagers, and they end up, when they're adults, a lot of them end up suffocating in the walls or glitching through them, and there's just a lot of weird stuff happening, and it just slows down the efficiency of the breeder. So I went ahead and made a few tweaks to the system, and I've reached a point where it's somewhere between me being happy enough with the result and me just kind of giving up. Because, yeah, right now I've changed it so that the sorting system is flawed in a slightly different way. Now, sometimes babies can jump up from this block into this block and get out like this. So, yeah, basically it's useless, and the baby villagers can just keep going through. But the thing is, we've got some baby villagers here. They'll end up getting stuck, and I don't think that too many baby villagers will make it through the Nether portal. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it like this. Alright, it looks like we've got exactly 21 villagers in here. Hopefully not too many of them are babies. So I think this is a good time to just get started on the mob switch. Get a few villagers into this chamber. Okay, I haven't actually tested this system out yet, so I'm a little bit worried, but let's just give it one test. Just like the other system in the overworld, you press the top button, which summons a minecart and brings a guy down here. You've got to replace the brewing stand, and hopefully he latches onto it. Okay. He was becoming preoccupied by the barrel I used to have here, so I replaced it with a dropper. Hopefully that won't cause any problems. Anyways, let's trade with him once, you know the drill, and send him off. Okay, he went in, already noticing a mild problem with the dropper. Hopefully this got recycled, and it did. Okay, I replaced the dropper with a hopper. Now it should be working. Yeah, the hopper isn't the best solution because items can sometimes fall into it, but it should be fine. Let's do one more test. Good stuff. Alright, now let's just get through all of these villagers. I actually tweaked the counter a little bit more, and I also got all of these 21 villagers into this cell over here. As you can see in the entity counter up there, we're at 21. And I'm hoping that I've traded with all of them and they should all be good. Okay, it's time to AFK at this place for a little bit. I'm hoping that I can leave it maybe for a couple hours, and then I should have 70. Welcome back, guys. And you just watched me put in the very last villager that I need into this chamber. It actually says I have 71 entities in there, and I just put an extra one because I think I forgot to trade with one of the clerics. I'm thinking he'll probably just despawn once he becomes zombified. And speaking of zombification, I also need to get a zombie in here to go ahead and zombify those guys, just like I did in the overworld. And I thought this would be pretty hard because in the overworld we obviously can't spawn any zombies near the mob switch, but I built this portal down here to a place that's kind of close to a zombie spawner. So here's the zombie spawner right here, and basically what I want to do is lure a zombie into that nether portal, but first I need to make a backup because I definitely learned my lesson from last time. Okay, let's do this. I'm just gonna remove these torches and hopefully we'll get some zombies pretty fast. Oh, there we go. Yeah, let's light it up now. Now lure him down this pathway. Alright, he's in the nether. Now let's go try to push him into the box with the villagers. No. Bad. Bad. He's in there. I knew he was gonna zombify these guys, but that's fine. I don't really need them anyways. Okay, now is the big moment. I need to take one of these zombies or zombie villagers out of here and put him in here. I hope everything goes to plan, but if it doesn't, I have a backup. Oh, we actually got the normal zombie. That's kind of cool and random. Let's go. Alright, it's in there. It should be zombifying them. There it goes. Okay, they're all zombified, and now it's time to actually give it a test to make sure everything's working well. So I'm gonna fly up, and you should watch this little M number right here. That is actually perfect. See how it's at 70? That's, yeah, that's the exact number that we want, which means it's filling up the mob cap without, wasting resources on extra mobs. Okay, all my zombie villagers are now safe and sound inside a big obsidian box. I don't want to be taking any risks with them. I fixed up all of the portals and relinked them properly so the chunk loader is back to being functional, and all I've really got to do now is finish taking apart this temporary setup. Okay, everything's all cleaned up, and yeah, I'm really happy with this. This mob switch was definitely a lot easier to make than the overworld one, probably because I had some more practice, and it wasn't as stressful, and there weren't really any failures. Overall, this went very well. Alright, just to prove that not a single mob is spawning here in the Nether, I'm just going to take a trip down to below the Nether roof and, I guess just walk around. Look at this. As far as the eye can see, there's not a single hostile mob anywhere. Anyways, I'm going to take this time now that my new mob switch is on to go collect some of this crimson wood and the shroom lights, because you never know when you need that. Now that I've got this new mob switch, it's almost like peaceful to walk around in the Nether. And it's super nice because I don't need to be worried about dying to mobs. And as long as I've got my totem here, it'll give me fire resistance in case I fall in lava. Anyways guys, I honestly think that's just about it. After I built the first mob switch, I really thought that I was never going to be able to finish the one in the Nether. But I'm pretty impressed by how easy that was to do. And I'm super excited for all of the new possibilities that this will open up for us. So, I guess thank you for watching, and goodbye.